Hey babes, what is up? Today's video is my race review and reaction to the Turkish Grand Prix. I know it's late, you don't have to tell me. I know. The reason it's late is because I get chronic migraines, and on my stream, I was already getting a migraine and I thought I was gonna cry. Like, I almost started crying on stream, it was pretty bad. And I forgot to do an intro and outro that day, so that's why I'm in different clothes, by the way. But anyway, pretend it came out on Tuesday like it was supposed to. Pretend I am in the same clothes and we'll be good. So yeah, let's just do the thing anyway, even if it's late. Enjoy.
And that's a spin for Fernando Alonso.
Fernando, as soon as I start saying nice things about him, not that I okay. I wasn't rude, but I was slightly rude. When he was first announced, I'm like, why is he coming back? And recently I've been like, you know what guys, I'm sorry I said that. He's been doing well. And then as soon as I start saying that, this wasn't his fault, but man. Why? Now why the fuck? Okay. Why the fuck did he get a time penalty? He didn't deserve it. It was turn 1 of lap 1 in wet conditions, and he was sandwiched. Perez was on the inside, Alonso was on the outside. What the fuck is he supposed to do? I hate that the stewards are so inconsistent. I get it. They're not the same stewards at every race, but oh my god, it drives me insane how inconsistent it is. Like, there was a similar incident last year as well, and there was no penalty. It's just like, why isn't it more black and white? Right, or either you get a penalty or you don't. Why is it race to race, it feels like? There has to be some sort of consistency. I think there needs to be a change to be more consistent for this shit, because it's very frustrating watching Pierre get a penalty for something that what's he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? Alright, penalty not deserved. It's always tricky when there's 3 of you in a turn 1. Yeah, it is. I think you know, I'm qualifying. I was like, oh wow, this is the most Carlos has ever gotten screen time, and he's not even going out. They were just showing him in his garage. I was like, wow, this is the most screen time he's gotten all year. Now he's getting screen time. I'm so happy. He deserves it. He really deserves it. Yuki did a really great job of holding Hamilton up, though. I know it wasn't great for his tires, and I know the Mercedes was a faster car, but Yuki being able to hold Hamilton up for 7 laps? That's pretty good. That's not so bad. It's not so bad, Yuki. I am a big Yuki Tsunoda fan. I would like to see him do better than he's been doing this year. It's his rookie season though, so hopefully next year he does better so he can keep his spot in F1. I would very much like to see him stay in the sport. And he just held up Lewis, so good on him. Carlos, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, that's all I have to say. Fuck yeah. Little bit of contact. It's okay. Perez held him up really well for a while. Perez, up until this point, I kept saying, Perez better do his job holding Hamilton up. He better do his job holding Hamilton up. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Sorry. It's like, if he doesn't, people are gonna be so mean to him on the internet. I was like, so he better do his job, because I don't want to see people bashing Perez again this week. No, he's not one of my favorite drivers. No, I don't I think he's a good driver, but I'm not like, wow, yeah, I'm a Perez fan. I'm not a fan of his, but I think he's a great driver. And I hate seeing the amount of hate he gets. He gets so much hate for no reason. And for what? And for what? Like, I think people forget who his teammate is. Nobody's done well since Daniel Ricciardo as a teammate with Max. Nobody has been a good teammate for Max. So you have to remember, Max Verstappen fighting for the championship is his teammate.
Perez, and does he...
The only man on the grid, the only driver on the grid, who decided to go on to slicks. Okay. He's sliding all over the place. Oh, hate to see it. Yeah. I think this is a mistake. I think this was a mistake to stay out. And not go in for a new set of inters. Hold up, is that Mr. Esteban Ocon up in 8th? My boy?
I think that doesn't...
I really wanted to see Leclerc do the thing. I even made predictions about him. I wanted to see him win. I don't know. I didn't know I'd want to see him win. Like, I didn't know that I would want to see him win until he was in first. It was like, oh my god, he can win. And then I was like, oh shit. I didn't realize that this is something I wanted in my life, but hey.
Fight that. Valtteri Bottas.
But I also wanted Lance Stroll to get pole, and he didn't. Lance. I still want to buy Lance merch. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna pull the trigger and buy some Lance merch. I just think he came in too late for the pit stop. I mean, he needed to pit. He was... I don't know. I think it's too late. But points are better than your tire exploding, you know?
Slides his way through turn 9 and 10.
Come
We're
on.
on board to see
Yay!
the checkered flag, and Bottas crosses the line to win.
Yay,
the
good
Turkish
job.
Grand Prix. And that...
He deserved this. He needed this. I think this is great. I'm happy he won. Good job, Max. Good job, Perez, for helping Max. Good job, Perez, for getting that goddamn podium. Well deserved. So, I enjoyed the race. Oh, my driver of the weekend is still Carlos. He was my driver of the day, and he is my driver of the weekend. He knew he was getting the penalty, right? But he was a team player in qualifying. He went out, and Valtteri's up there, too. Fuck. Okay, I have 2 drivers of the weekend, because Valtteri did really well, too. Carlos Sainz. He still went out during Q2 to make sure his teammate got into Q1, because Charles wouldn't have gotten into Q1 without him. He wouldn't have. I doubt he would have, I should say. Without him giving him a tow. So, yeah, that was good. That was good teamwork. And then Valtteri didn't do anything wrong during the race. He did nothing wrong. He got... Yeah, sure, Hamilton qualified faster than him, but he still got pole. He got the fastest lap. He really killed it. So yeah, another person I'm going to say would be my driver of the weekend. Now from each team, obviously I'm going to pick Bottas over Hamilton, because I picked Valtteri as one of my drivers of the weekend. So, of course, I think Hamilton had a good race, don't get me wrong. I think Hamilton had great qualifying. I think he had a good race. I just think Valtteri did it better. I think it's really easy to speculate after the race. But I don't think I think if he would have stayed out, he had to pass a lot of people to get to the position he was in. He started P11, so he had to wear on his tires. Like, sure, Ocon stayed out on the same tires the full race, but at the end he was losing pace. He was in 8th for a while. He dropped to 10th. If there was another, like, even another few corners, Gio would have passed him. Kimi would have passed him. So I don't think Hamilton would have been able to stay out on those tires because his tires would have been more worn. And Esteban's tires, did anyone else, did you guys see the pictures of his tires after the race? They were insane. I'm gonna show you guys this picture. Alright, do you see this? So yeah, his tires were already, like, about to pop, and he didn't have to pass a bunch of people. He didn't have to pass a shit ton of people who were defending him, like, defending against him. He didn't have to do that. He had a much less punishing race on the tires than Hamilton had, and I genuinely think if Hamilton would have stayed out, his tires would have exploded. Even Ocon said, if I had a few more corners, my tires would have exploded. Like, he's like, they wouldn't have made it if I had to do another lap. So, I don't know. It's easy to speculate after it's over, but I think if he would have come in when the team first wanted him to come in, he would have been in a better position. But, you know, he didn't, and he's still only 6 points behind the championship. It's changed so many times, it can change again. But yeah, I'll give it to Valtteri. He did better. Red Bull, I have to give it to Max. I know. I said I would have voted for Prez driver of the day if I did not vote for Sainz, but I'm doing driver of the weekend, and I'm doing for the full weekend from each team. Max outqualified him. He finished higher than him. He just had a better weekend. Sorry. They both had great weekends, so it's really hard when drivers they both had good weekends. So yeah, it's like they both did well, but I do think Max did better. Same with the Ferraris. They both did well. However, I would give my driver of the weekend to Carlos for between the two. I gave the driver of the weekend to Carlos already because he showed teamwork by coming out and giving his teammate a tow, which is a big part of F1 is teamwork. It's not just about, it's a big, obviously your drive does matter, but it's not only about your drive. If you're helping your teammate out, like he knew he was getting a penalty anyway. So he went out and helped his teammate. And I think that's pretty poggers of him. I hate myself. I hate myself for saying that. But I do think it's poggers of him anyway. And then he had a great race. He P19 to P8. It's amazing. It's amazing. That's it. Then he just did really fucking well. AlphaTauri, Gasly had a better race. Had a better full weekend. Yuki did great defending against Hamilton. It's qualifying, he did well. But one of my predictions was Yuki still won't be in the points to finish, and he wasn't, so good job, me. I don't know, I just knew. I had a feeling. I want to see him in the points, but I had a gut feeling he wasn't going to be. Aston Martin, Lance. That's it. Lance had a good race. He had a good qualifying. Vettel, not so much. Not such a good race. Yep. Lance. Not just because I love Lance. Not just because I think he's neat. But he just had a better race. Alpine. It was... Okay. This one's hard too. Because Alonso had such a great qualifying. He qualified in 5th. Which is his highest qualifying of the season. Alonso had a great qualifying. but Ocon had a better race. Ocon finished on the same tires. He didn't have to pit at all. I have to give it to Ocon. I'm a little biased. It's partially my bias showing. But although it wasn't Alonso's fault that he ended up having a collision with Gasly, it was his fault, his collision with Mick. I know he did go apologize to him afterwards, which is nice. He didn't have to do that, you know. But that was his fault. His race, just Ocon having a good race and finishing in points, well, a point with those tires. He shouldn't have been able to do that, and he did, so I have to give it to Ocon. Alfa Romeo. Gio ignored team orders on the radio to let Kimi pass because Kimi had better pace. I don't blame Gio. I don't. He knows, we all know, he's not gonna have a spot in F1 next year. So he's trying to make it count. He's trying to somewhat fight to try and get a spot, but he's trying to make his last few races in F1 count. And I get it. But he also didn't listen to team orders. That's not cool. Kimi had better pace than him during the race, so I'm gonna give it to Kimi. The Williams? Okay, so the Williams. George Russell outqualified his teammate. He finished higher than his teammate. Neither of them had a great weekend, but George gets it. And now, Haas. Mick, obviously. Mick had a great race. I already said this. I don't have to tell you why again. But yeah, to finish above his teammate after being far behind his teammate. Finish ahead of his teammate by 20-ish seconds. It's pretty good. He made it into Q2. Made it into Q2 in a goddamn Haas. Like, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. That is amazing. So yeah, he gets it for Haas. Yeah, that's it. I enjoyed the Grand Prix. Not everyone did. People were like, oh, it's boring. We've been spoiled this season. We've been very spoiled this season with what we've gotten. We've had very exciting races. Like, we've had incredibly exciting, incredibly fun races. We were spoiled. Who am I forgetting? I forgot someone. McLaren. I forgot McLaren. See? I forgot Lando was in the race. I swear. Lando had a quiet race. Lando. I'm getting into Lando. Ricardo didn't make it out of Q1 in qualifying. His race wasn't great. He pitted really early. Yep. He just didn't have a good race. It wasn't his weekend. Lando also didn't have a great race. I mean, he did well. P7. Right? Yeah, P7. Yeah, P7. Okay, I was like, wait. Is not bad. It's points, you know? It's something. It's not nothing. But he would probably like to finish higher, but he did really well. He had a quiet race. He had to sit down. I forgot he was there, clearly, because I forgot that he was P7. I knew I was missing someone. I was like, what team am I missing? As always, thank you so much for watching. And if you made it all the way to the end, you're a real one. If you liked the video, give it a like, a comment, you know, do all the YouTube things. And if you would want to subscribe to my channel, because you made it this far, and if you're not already subscribed already, and you watched the entire video, that means you liked it. So maybe smash that subscribe button a little bit, and turn on notifs if you don't want to miss the rest of my content. Yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Bye!